Haman, to tell you in verse 9, it says, if it please the king of Esther, the 3rd chapter, let it be written that they may be destroyed. That's us, we the Israelites, that's in the Persian Media Empire. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasury. You know, I'm going to give 10,000 talents to those that's going to kill the 12 tribes of Israel that's scattered among these provinces. Many Judah was Levi, but some of the other nine tribes was there with us. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman. We're going to read about him in the Apocrypha. The son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. Hear that? The Jews' enemy. The Jews' enemy. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee. So he giving them permission to kill us. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the 1st month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people on every province. Of every province, got 127 provinces, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language. In the name of the king Ahasuerus was it written, and sealed with the king's ring. Listen. So, and the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, all Israelites, both young and old. Didn't matter if they were, and little children, it says, and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. Right? So, you got to look at this. It's cold-blooded. But it's real, because this is what, and how much hatred this Edomite Haman had for us. Because we didn't bow to him. Now, we're going to go into the Apocrypha. Like I said, the Apocrypha, you have the rest of the chapters of the book of Esther. So when you read the book of Esther, you got to go back from the Apocrypha, from the Hebrew here, because it's written in Hebrew, it's just translated to English, into the Apocrypha, back and forth. So from verse 13, we're going to come over here. It says in the rest of the chapters of the book of Esther to chapter 13, it says, placed in the Greek after chapter 3, the 3rd chapter we just read, 13 of the Hebrew, what we just read. Now let's continue. It says, this on page 55, you have the Cambridge University Press Apocrypha. It says, the copy of the letters was this. See, it says, the great king Ahasuerus writeth these things to the princes and governors that are under him from India unto Ethiopia. That's how large his territories was. And in 127 provinces, had 127 provinces. After that, I became master over many nations and had dominion over the whole world. Not lifted up with presumption of my authority, but carrying myself always with equity and mildness. He wasn't prideful. I purposed to settle my subjects continually in a quiet life, in making my kingdom peaceable. He wanted peace in his kingdom, like Solomon had 40 years of peace. From what King David did in making all nations be subjected to the Israelites for 40 years of war, and open for passage to the utmost coast, so they can come through, his coast with peace. To renew peace, which is desired of all men. Listen to verse 3. Now when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, Haman, this is Haman, same one we just read about, the Edomite that wanted to destroy us, that excelled in wisdom among us and was approved for his constant good will and steadfast fidelity, and had the honor of the second place in the kingdom. He was second right under the king. Declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world, there was scattered a certain malicious people. Malicious is you angry without a cause, that had laws contrary to all nations. We just read that. And continually despise the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward. Saying then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, differing in the strange matter of their laws, and evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. Therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Haman, who is ordained over the affairs, and is next unto us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed. Kill us all. That's what he's saying. Kill all of Israelites by the sword of their enemies.